it's dead. I mean, we all know I've been saying it's dead since January. It's dead. It's dead. Somebody create the gravestone and then show me where it is so I can piss on it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to. Well, this is just not even the WCCF Tech podcast now. This is just going to be a Chris ranting day because we've decided the topics and it's just going to be me ranting about 4 different things. I'm going to be ranting about Marvel's The Avengers, which, if anybody's been listening, they know I've been claiming it's dead for at least, we're in October now, so 10 months. We're going to be talking about Ghost Recon going the Battle Royale route because, well, you know what? Why not jump on the fucking bandwagon? And you know what? I've even forgot the other 2 topics, what I'm going to be ranting about. Tell me what I'm going to be ranting about as well, Alessio or Francesco.
FIFA,
As the paedophile of the games industry.
and then maybe the lesser one is PlayStation wanting.
Yeah, that was it. Jim Ryan being a moron.
The Chris show.
We're getting started well. Fuck me. It's the Chris Ray ranting hour. Woo. Anyway, let's start with the first topic. I know you've been playing a lot of the Marvel's The Avengers. You're one of the 10 people still playing the game, Alessio. Why don't you tell us about what's happening?
I mean, I haven't played it in a while. I mean, I did actually reinstall it not too long ago, but it also crashed on my PC. So
you're telling me we're down to 9 people playing the game? Fuck me.
No, but seriously, the thing is, actually, Square Enix did something that could have, raised the player base numbers because they released the game on Game Pass recently, and it showed that more people were playing it, so it looked like a good thing, but soon after that, people discovered that in the marketplace they finally added consumable boosts, which basically give you, faster gathering of resources or faster XP. So basically, you can now power level your character if you want to, with of course with real money. You cannot buy it with in-game currency.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Just a quick interjection. I do remember seeing this at Gamescom, God knows how many years back, before the pandemic, before the death spiral of the world. Didn't Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics promise they weren't going to have real money game boosting transactions in the game?
Well, absolutely. Which is in it's in the article. There is even a video of the community manager. It was on stage at E3 2019. Basically, she said there will be no pay-to-win scenarios. We vow that, and then there was also an official blog post where they said it will be, cosmetic only, and obviously people are now quite angry. If you go on the game's subreddit channel, it's it's basically all they are talking about, and rightfully so, I'd say. I mean, like I said, with Game Pass, they had the chance to, bring in some more people, but obviously this choice is already counteracting any potential.
I did have a look, and on Steam, the numbers had gone up during Wakanda. I think they'd gone actually quite extensively, and they'd almost doubled, and now they're below what they were 2 months ago. The actual monthly players.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they're self-sabotaging the game. At Square Enix, and it's weird. Yeah, but like you said, it's maybe they decided that the game was basically done because there are no announced, expansions or anything of the sort. Other than, of course, Spider-Man that still needs to be released on PlayStation.
Well,
And
that's going to rescue the game. One
yeah,
console.
Yeah.
so yeah, maybe they said, you know what, let's just monetize the shit out of this game before everyone's gone. I don't know,
Well,
but
I know
it
for a
is possible.
fact that because I remember looking at the investor relations and everything, Square Enix has lost tens of millions on Avengers. They've lost a lot of money, and they're probably, and the thing is, like, we had me and Ulaid had this discussion on the chat last night, and same as I said, when you go that deep, the aim is either you keep pumping into it and hope that it has a resurgence like No Man's Sky or For Honor or Rainbow Six Siege, or if you just simply stop like Anthem did.
Yeah.
You know, there's an there's only two options: go the right route and dig yourself out of that hole, and you've got to draw people in with really good content for that. And obviously, Square Enix have decided no, we're just going to release it on Games Pass with the transactions and hope to hell people just buy them.
Yeah,
There's no content. It's dead. I mean, we all know I've been saying it's dead since January. It's dead. It's dead. Somebody create the gravestone and then show me where it is so I can piss on it.
oh, I think the more worrying part is that other than Final Fantasy 14, which is kind of its own thing, but other than that, Square Enix still haven't pulled off a successful game as a service title.
Most studios haven't, to be honest. Though I can only really think of a very small handful of true successful games as a service. Ubisoft have got two of them, and
Yeah.
as much as they are predatory rapist bastards, I will give them that. They've done well with the two games as a service. Square Enix, yeah, Final Fantasy 14, Realm Reborn. You could, and that's it. They essentially made the game again, and look how
Yeah.
successful it's become. And then you've got
Yeah.
No Man's Sky, where
It started horrible, Final Fantasy 14. They had to reboot it pretty
yeah,
much.
I
So,
mean,
yeah,
I bought it when it released. I remember that.
yeah, it was very, very, very bad. People were
As you
going back
see,
to Final Fantasy 11
as
at
you
that
see,
point.
though, with Final Fantasy, since it was their IP, they said, we have to do it right. But
Yeah.
Avengers is not their IP, so they couldn't care less.
Well, yeah. And I think they just know they've got to cut their losses and run because they've lost tens of millions and they're only going to lose more if they keep putting bodies on that game.
Yeah.
I think the only thing they'll do is meet whatever contractual obligations they've got. Spider-Man will come to the PlayStation, and then after that, that's it. It's done. It'll just die. Well, it's dead, but it will. The
Yeah.
rotting corpse will finally stumble over and stop moving. But it just. We know my complaints. I despise loot boxes. I despise proper premium paid titles where you're paying £50, £60 for a game and then they expect you to pay more. And I'll rail against every game for it. Ubisoft are the same with Assassin's Creed. Well, you know what? We'll create this single player game and put 5,000 million hours of grind in it and then demand you pay us extra to skip the grind. I've got an idea. Make the game fun, you rotting fucking nonsense. Why? What happened to the games industry? What happened? Somebody
Yeah.
explain it to me.
Money. That's what happened. They want more money and they're trying to squeeze it as much as they can from everyone.
We're entering we're like the world. They're going to be lucky to get anything out of the UK soon. Now now the real effects of Brexit are hitting. We're going to have to be choosing between a loaf of bread and a game.
This is a bubble. This is a bubble that's going to burst eventually, I think, because things are really getting out of hand with
Sooner
mobile
the
games
better.
too. This is getting out of hand, and it's not going to last for long, I think.
No. I could rant all day long. We know I could, and the sooner that Avengers just gets relegated, just does an anthem and just admits that it's done. It is done. We know it's done. I've been saying it's done for 10 months now. Just Square Enix, just finally admit the fucking defeat.
They're Japanese. They will never admit defeat. They're Japanese.
Well, fine. Just
Banzai.
Yeah, just
they will
just
never
get your sword out and start cutting yourselves. That is very inappropriate of me.
Maybe
Japanese
they would have
people,
done that.
I love you, but really, Square. In fact, no. To be fair, it's not Square Enix, the Japanese side. This is Square Enix American. So, American side of Square Enix, just shove your fucking throats full of burgers and choke.
That's what I was going to say. If it was one of their IPs, they probably would have done. They either would have done something to make things better, or they would just have said, "This is it." They probably wouldn't have spent. How long has it been since it's been released? It's been like 1 year, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, September last year.
Yeah, so 13
They
months.
probably would have pulled the plug way earlier if it was a Japanese. If it was one of their properties.
I think that's quite disturbing that I've been calling it dead since about 3 months after its release. I mean, I know I can see these things, and everybody can see these things, but I know a lot of people were denying that it's dead. And obviously, we got the Wakanda expansion, which came after my death knell call for it, but I've been proven right. Fuck the game. Anyway. That's me on Square Enix and Avengers. Anybody want to add anything else?
No, it's dead. The game is dead, so even discussion should be dead at this point.
I mean, Alessio, I would recommend just uninstalling it. Don't infect your PC. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
It's not here anymore. Don't worry.
Good.
But let's move on to the next topic.
Let's keep on with the same sort of theme of predatory microtransactions and buying. Let's just skip right over to FIFA, which I've just started my review of, which, to be fair, will go live. It's going to be my Sunday review, so it will go live a week today, so I've decided. And again, it tricked me. It almost got me. I was just saying before the podcast, I was playing it. I almost bought some FIFA Ultimate Team points, and I don't know why. I don't know why the game wouldn't let me. This was a few days back, and the game just said, "Sorry, you can't buy any FIFA Ultimate Team points right now." Fair enough. You've just saved me money. I don't know why. You didn't tell me why.
They knew you were going to rant. Well, they knew you were going to rant.
They didn't even tell me why I couldn't buy them. He's like, "What is it? A technical issue? Is it because they know I am? Is it because I don't know, Jupiter wasn't in alignment?" I don't get it. I was almost going to buy them, and I'm really grateful because I know myself. I've got really bad impulse control when I play games, especially with the boosting mechanics. I tend to buy them, and that's why I try to avoid playing those games. Or I essentially have to remind myself, don't buy into the shit. And the worst thing, FIFA's good. FIFA's always been good, or nearly always, and especially after the shit show of Konami with whatever their new PES thing is. eFootball, that's what it's called.
eFootball.
After that shit show, FIFA hasn't even got competition. And so, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the game is good. I played a little of it, and it's pretty good, I'd say. But the thing is, there is this interview that went up a few days ago on Eurogamer, and and this this executive Chris Bruzzo said that kids shouldn't be spending in FIFA, but this is kind of counterfactual, right?
A lot of that interview was him just trying to twist things, and the interviewer did good. He really did good to try and keep on the topic. What he didn't pick up on was the fact that I think the guy from EA said that 9 out of 10 people don't spend any money on FIFA or something like that. And then I can't remember. You keep talking. It was 9 out of 10 don't spend money on FIFA, but then 80% of something. So it proved that the numbers were still out of whack, that they were still leeching off of people way too much. But yeah, the person didn't pick up on that answer first. Oh, but yeah, no, FIFA's good. It's good. It's just loot boxes do prey on kids, and that's why I believe FIFA is the paedophile of the games industry. It is luring on kids. I say that on record.
But not just FIFA. Not just FIFA.
No, but FIFA is the biggest predator. It is by far the biggest predator.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
when Epic Games have took out the loot boxes on Fortnite, which obviously was earning them billions upon billions, you know something's you know there's something wrong with it.
Yeah. Oh, personally, I never really got much into the FIFA Ultimate Team mode, for which I'm grateful. And because basically the regular game, with the fixed teams, real life teams, doesn't really have any kind of loot boxes things. So I just stick to that part, and I'm happy. So
yeah. Here we are. Yeah, so here we are. So 9 out of 10 packs in FIFA just spent on just using Ultimate Team points. But 8 out of 10 don't spend money on FIFA at all. So that means that those 2 out of 10 people are buying quite a lot of packs.
They make up for those that don't.
The numbers don't work. It just, and we know ourselves. And the guy who interviewed actually mentioned it. FIFA, EA have had to admit that Ultimate Team is one of their massive money makers. It earns them more than selling the game itself. So and that's disproportionate. When you can sell however many millions of copies of the game, and then the amount of money spent on Ultimate Team and FIFA points actually outstrips the money made on selling those millions of copies. Those 2 out of 10 people are spending so much money. And we've heard the news stories. Yeah, we've heard the news stories about parents finding that their kids have rocked up thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars or whatever bills on their cards. And yeah, the industry and the industry bodies will keep trying to say, well, it's not our fault, but it is. We know it is.
I mean, to be fair, the parents shouldn't really allow their kids to have access to credit cards and the like.
I agree with that, but
kids try to do that without getting found out.
Yeah,
parents should be more careful, but kids have ways of doing things that
there is that
you're just not going to find out.
And it's also the simple fact is that let's say it's Christmas soon. It's soon going to be Christmas, so a parent will put the card on the Xbox or PlayStation, buy a new game digitally for the kid. The kid wants the game, they buy it digitally. It's not that easy to get your details removed from the system if you don't use it that much. And I think a lot of that happens.
Yeah. People forget about it, and then it's still there.
And that's what tends to happen. And you forget your details on the system, and then the kids are just like, they don't understand that it's real money.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'll never blame the parents, because it's never easy. Like if anything, you should be able to use your card as a one-time only transaction on the console, so it doesn't save it. You should never be forced into saving something.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. Otherwise, every time you have to purchase something, you have to put everything in again.
No, I understand why they don't do it. It's for reasons, so people spend more money on it.
Of course.
That's sort of my point. They know what they're doing. They know how easy it is for kids to game the system. They know how easy it is for parents just to. And it's not. Parents are busy. They're working.
Yeah, well, it's predatory, like you said, literally, because it's taking advantage of people's behavior.
Yeah.
Kids' behavior. That's much, much worse.
Like I said,
than someone that's old enough to know what he's doing, and someone else, and kids don't know what they're doing most of the time.
Like I said, FIFA's just like the stereotypical paedophile of the games industry. It just is. It preys on too many kids. There are so many others, like mobile games are the sex trafficking rings of the games industry. I have so many horrible analogies here.
Yeah.
Mine's fucked.
Yeah, well, it's Chris' show today, so go for it.
I don't know. You've heard my rant on FIFA. It fucks me off, and the game's good, which pisses me off even more. It doesn't need to do this, and there are ways they could do it better. And if they want a system where they've got microtransactions, make it. Just release FIFA Ultimate Team for free. Just do that. Just release that as a free-to-play game and have at it. I will not complain in the slightest then. Do not release it as part of your new £60, no, £70 game on the PS5, which I'm playing it on. And it's the major part because now when you log into FIFA, that is the very first icon you come to. When you're on the main menu, it is FIFA Ultimate Team. You know what they're driving you towards as much as they want to say, well, no, it's all about the single player or Volta or something, whatever else they're trying to put in next time.
Yeah, no, that's true. But, maybe in the future they might open up as a separate free-to-play mode. I can see it. It could, bring an even bigger audience.
I wouldn't complain. I really wouldn't complain if they did that. I just ignore it.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I think that's me on FIFA. What else do I get to rant about? Go on, pick the next one.
Next one is Ghost Recon Frontline, which.
For fuck's sake.
But I do have some reservations about your your complaints on this one. I mean, for instance, it is as far as we know, because anyone, I mean, no one played it yet, but they did say it is inspired by Battle Royale, but it is not really a Battle Royale in the sense that you are basically asked to extract at some point. So you have to gather intel with your group, and of course, potentially face other groups of players. But then you have to extract the intel, kind of like in the Division's Dark Zone, where you had to extract items. So it is not really that similar to regular Battle Royale games. It is perhaps more akin to something like Ant Showdown or Escape from Tarkov, which is...
Yeah, I know it mentions Tarkov as a similar sort of thing. And I think what you've just mentioned, The Division, it might be quite inspired by that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
we'll see.
It could be decent. I'd say let's wait and see, at least on the gameplay front. And then, of course, there is the matter of microtransactions. But again, they have said it will be never pay to win.
Yeah,
and
Square Enix said that as well.
We believe you.
Now you can rant.
Square Enix have said that as well. So have so many other studios. I'm fairly sure EA said there weren't going to be microtransactions in certain things. The only thing they've kept that promise on was that in Star Wars Old Order, New Order, so in Order of Chaos, whatever it was called.
Jedi Fallen Order.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi is sort of in Order of Chaos. So yeah, to be fair, they kept the word on that. It's I'm willing to give Ubisoft the chance to make a game like that simply because they've done well with For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege. And if any studio knows that they can get it right with a free to play, or I mean, Rainbow Six Siege wasn't free to play originally. Neither was For Honor. I don't even know if they asked now, but I think Siege is. But Ubisoft knows how to get it right. Will they get it right with Ghost Recon after the last Ghost Recon game? Probably not. That was utter dog shit. God, that was shit.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, there is also another separate mode, which is more like the regular Ghost Recon, like 9 versus 9 teams. So it is more traditional. And the game will be free to play, so at least there is that much. You don't have to pay.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not going to rant as much about it. If it's free to play, it's free to play. Yeah, I don't know. It's one that I'll keep an eye on, and chances are I won't play it. If you ask me if I'll preview it or review it, I'll probably go, yeah, fair enough, because I've played pretty much all the other Ghost Recon and whatnot games. But other than that, you'll probably never see me play it because I've got so many other things to do. I will only complain about it if it does really bullshit stuff. Are you going to play it, Francesco?
It's not really my cup of tea. No, not really. I never played Ghost Recon. It's not my stuff.
Fair enough.
I used to play only Japanese games a few years ago. Then I expanded my views, but I'm still like that. So I'm probably not going to.
Francesco is Japanese inside a bit.
Yeah,
no, he's not.
That's how.
He's a fucking polar bear inside.
I just started it. I just started with Japanese games, and I'm still stuck that way. But I kind of expanded my views since then.
To be
but
fair,
not enough to play these military shooters. That stuff, it's just not for me.
I know the first game that really got me hooked on gaming was Final Fantasy VII. Oh, God.
Oh, mine was, I'm going to be very predictable, but it was Super Mario Bros. I played the arcade version. I was like 4 years old,
before, yeah.
And I played the arcade version. It was harder than the NES version. That was how I started. So many people that were born in the 80s, I started that way.
I was playing games before that. Like, I mean, my first games I remember were like on the Sega Mega Drive, like Earthworm Jim and things like that. Sonic.
Yeah.
So I played them to death. But the thing that taught me that gaming could really be amazing was Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Old times. And then it was literally Japanese games for me for so long. Grandia, Suikoden. I want Suikoden.
Yeah, I used to play. Not many RPGs were coming to Europe officially, so I used to play. There was a shop somewhere in Italy. I was buying games from them. I was buying RPGs in Japanese without even knowing Japanese back then.
Yeah.
So I was I was very fixated on that.
Yeah, I can't blame you on that.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I'm reviewing Ayuden Chronicles. Me Suikoden, me big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too, but yeah, go ahead. I'm still salty that story is never going to be ended properly.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so Ghost Recon, it's a game. It's a free to play game, so I don't get to complain about it that much. Yeah, it's Battle Royale, which I'm going to run. I just think, come on, think of something different. But if it's Battle Royale with a twist, maybe it'll actually be a twist and not the same. We'll see. Because Fortnite has team modes. Fortnite's had team modes for a while.
Yeah, but Fortnite doesn't have nearly the same kind of tactical gameplay that Ghost Recon has as its base. So there is that at least.
Yeah,
But let's move on to the last big topic, which is
Jim Ryan.
PlayStation. PlayStation wants its games to reach hundreds of millions of players, but this is kind of weird for them to say because all they have to do is put them on PC, right, Chris?
Well,
And
to be fair, which they are, and I've been saying now
Yeah.
for I don't know how long I've been saying it, but I still predict that every single PlayStation exclusive now will be released on the console and then roughly 2 years later come on the PC. I stand by that. And if I'm wrong, then whoever's in charge at Sony are fucking clueless, and they should be hiring me. It's simple business. You release it at least roughly 2 years after the console release, because then everybody who's got the console has bought the exclusive they want, or because of the PS5 is very difficult to get hold of, people have had the chance to buy the PS5 and then the exclusive, and then people who don't have the PS5 and don't want the PS5 get to buy it on the PC. It's a no-brainer. And you look at how it worked out for Horizon Zero Do and for Days Gone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is a bit weird that they haven't ported God of War yet because it's been 3 years and a half almost.
Yeah.
So
It's coming before Ragnarok. It's coming for sure.
I think it will be coming. I think it's like Horizon. That was a long time after. They took a few years to decide to actually release things on the PC, and then it's been a case of getting them ported over. I think that's all it is.
They bought Nixes too, so they now have a team that knows how to port games. So they're probably going to be a little faster.
I do genuinely think that's all it is because it was a few years after the releases, and then they've decided, yeah, we best get them ported over. We can actually make some money, duh. And yeah, it's taking them. They're just working through the backlog, and eventually the backlog will be worked through, and yeah, we'll see Ghosts of Tsushima on it, and yeah, God of
Yeah, The
War,
Last of Us.
Dad of Boy, Uncharted.
I mean, yeah, Uncharted. Well, they announced
Uncharted
Uncharted.
is coming.
Yeah. But it's a
So,
no-brainer.
Yeah,
It's easy
absolutely.
money. It's easy money.
But I do hope it will, the time between
I just
PlayStation and
realised I'm going to get to play Ratchet and Clank on the PC as well as the PlayStation. Then the PlayStation can just be a big ball of dust.
Well, you have to wait. You have to wait some time. Though.
Yeah.
You will have to wait though. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'll keep sending you PS5 codes to review. So
Yeah, I've noticed. You're punishing me here, making me figure out how to turn the bastard on and off.
at least you have an excuse.
Next, you're gonna try and send me a Switch code, and where is my Switch? Oh, I see it. I can see it. I can see it. That's not been turned on in at least 6 months.
I can picture Dave cringing.
Well,
it's like,
to be fair, there are some games on the Switch coming up I will play. Strategy games, they're my sort of thing. And I do play the Pokemons. And that's about it.
Yeah, I dusted off my Switch this week because Metroid Dread is out. And I haven't turned it on pretty much for a year before that.
Well, yeah, same. I only turn it on just to look, see if there's anything worth doing, and then I turn it off. In fact, no, that's a lie. I don't turn it off. I just put it down, and then it drains out of battery. That's how long. That's how little I use it. I don't. It drains. It gets untouched for that long. The battery drains while it's turned off.
Yeah, if it's in sleep mode, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Stupid
bastard. The Switch is dead. We haven't said that yet. Although it isn't really that, but
No, it's
Yeah.
got one
it's
or two
for
games.
us.
I'll eventually
It's-
play it when Alessio sends me a bloody Switch code for a game I should be playing on
Mhm.
PC.
Okay. Well, the thing is with sending you a Switch code, unless it's a Switch exclusive, I'm really, underserving you because it is an inferior version of the game.
I know. I'm taking the base.
So, I mean, even Metroid Dread can be played better on PC already.
Yeah, it runs horrible. It doesn't run horrible, but it looks horrible. I think it's 720p docked. And I can tell on my 4K monitor that, ooh,
Lovely.
it's better to play it in portable mode, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mm.
you'll just
It's
have
a
to
shame
send me a
because
Switch
it's a
exclusive
shame.
sometime.
It's a shame.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's it. When we're talking about PlayStation, I think it's stupid that they're moaning. Jim Ryan's moaning about it. Just release your games on the PC. That increases your market many millions.
Yeah, I mean, he
think-
said console model is frustrating. I mean, that's what you've been using, right? So
That's what made Sony as big as it is.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. He finds it frustrating when games sell 20 plus million copies. Well, same as I said, I don't think he's ever going to get hundreds of millions of people playing the games simply because I don't think there's ever been a game where 100 million people have bought it. I don't think that. I don't actually think such a game exists. You've got games like Grand Theft Auto which have sold, that many millions of copies, but that's because people have bought multiple copies as well.
yeah, I mean,
What's the biggest selling game ever? I think that's one of the that got bundled with the Wii.
well, yeah, Wii Sports.
Probably.
Yeah, but that was bundled. Oh, but seriously, the only way to get hundreds of millions of players or even billion, you have to make a free-to-play multiplayer game which is cross-platform.
Yeah.
So that way you can get even billions of players
So-
potentially.
Only 3 games have ever sold over 100 million copies, or 100 million and more, according to Wikipedia. Which games do you think they are?
Grand Theft Auto 5 for sure.
Yep.
Maybe the original Super Mario Bros.
No, that's in 6 with 58 million copies.
Mm.
Final
So-
Fantasy. No, Final
Well,
Fantasy
I
7.
will
Now,
I will tell you the owner of the IPs. Microsoft owns one of the IPs.
Well, Minecraft, yeah, of course.
There you go.
Minecraft,
That's the
yeah.
biggest selling game ever. With when it was last updated, this Wikipedia, 238 million copies sold. Obviously,
well, it's available everywhere.
Well,
on
yeah, that's
everything,
it.
So
It's
it makes
on
sense.
PC, Xbox, PlayStation,
It's everywhere.
mobile, microwave oven.
Nintendo.
Yeah, it was on the 3DS, on the PS Vita, so
Yeah,
it
that's
was really
And then the last one is one of the oldest games, pretty much ever.
Pong.
Pong.
To be fair, that's probably sold a few copies, but just blocks. Think of blocks.
Tetris.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well, it was
Tetris.
bundled with the Game Boy, so yeah, it makes sense.
But this version is the mobile version. Because it doesn't include all of them. The mobile version of Tetris by EA. And that's all
Microtransactions.
Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Essentially, well, this
For
was
sure.
even before that. This was when it was released in 2006, even before microtransactions. But yeah, it's just Tetris. And chances are it were bundled with phones. They probably sold it to the manufacturers.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you've got Wii Sports as the only single platform game which sold 83 million copies. It was bundled with every Wii. So yeah. In other words, PlayStation, you're never going to sell 100 million copies of a game. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, but there is. You mentioned Grand Theft Auto 5 as one of the best-selling games ever,
Yeah.
and Rockstar raised it again with Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy Definitive Edition, launching this year.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to play it because I loved Vice City. I adored Vice City. That's still the best GTA game for me.
I agree. That's my favorite too.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It has a different atmosphere than the others.
Yeah,
I've
it's very 80s.
I've actually got all the Vice City soundtracks.
Yeah, the soundtrack was great because it was from the 80s, so you all got that.
I also do like GTA 3's radio stations. That really set it up. Flash FM. Give me that any day. I've got an actual video. I've got a clip. I've got a copy of it on my phone, so I sometimes listen to it. Or Chatterbox. I'm going to play it. As much as Rockstar pissed me off as well, because they should just release a new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, GTA 5 was 2013? 8 years ago now?
It came out on PS3 first and Xbox 360, so yeah.
8 years.
3 generations. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I think GTA 6 is probably coming in 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think
they will wait until GTA Online slows down, which probably won't anytime soon.
You mean never then?
Yeah.
No, I think the rumor is that they will basically just make a bigger map for GTA Online with the existing map and the new map. It will be joined.
Merge. Yeah, that would make sense. Merge them together. They do definitely need to fix online though, because I mean, there was that modder who managed to fix the loading times in online, didn't they? And I think Rockstar just got moany and pissy about it. How dare somebody be better than us at our jobs?
Oh yeah, that was weird, but I think they fixed it. Yeah, and
yeah.
No, I mean the main issue I have with GTA Online is the cheaters. Well, mostly on PC, but yeah, it's really prone to cheaters. Doesn't have good anti cheating. So hopefully they fix that in
they need
the
to,
next.
because I won't be playing online unless they fix it. And but on the PlayStation, I just think they need to just expand their horizons. Same as mentioned in the article, they're probably enviously looking at Games Pass. Do we know if that's financially viable yet? I don't know. One thing to wait and see, but I mean, Sony are doing good. Just sell your games on the PC and just don't rip people off with them. And on that note about ripping off, just a random out there mention, why the fuck does Diablo 2 Resurrected cost the same price as pretty much a full game on the PC? When EA can do the same job with Command & Conquer and Command & Conquer Red Alert, 2 games, Diablo 2, I know it's a longer game, it's a different style of game, but £35? No, that's a rip-off. Good game, though.
Yeah.
I'm done.
It's Activision, so they get away with that.
Yeah.
Activision.
Time for another rant, Chris. Time for another rant.
We don't have time for it.
I think I'm burnt out.
Just let us know what you're playing, Chris and Francesco.
I'm not. Well, I've been playing FIFA 21, 22. Which one is it now? FIFA 22? I don't know which one it is anymore. Yeah. Oh man, that means I'm wrong. I thought it was 4 years since I last played a FIFA game. It's 5 because the last one I really played was FIFA 17. There you go. Oh god, I do feel like I've sinned now. I've managed to go 5 years without it. What have you done to me, Alessio?
I thought
I'm playing FIFA. I'm playing FIFA, and I don't know. There's a few. I've got a massive backlog on Steam, and there's always little games that get sent our way. And I want to give more. I just want to get more. I always try to get a bit more visibility to the smaller games at times, and weirdly enough, sometimes it works. So I didn't lawn mowing simulator, which I put review up last week. It's having one of best viewed reviews on site recently. I never knew people were that obsessed with cutting fucking grass.
Yeah, maybe it was the lockdown. They focused on gardening.
Yeah.
Bastards. No. Shows people are interested in weird reviews.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me, FIFA, and then I'll pick something. I will pick something to play while I wait to start playing House of Ashes.
Yeah. Francesco? What are
So
you doing?
I've been playing a lot of things this week, and well, I'm still working through Yakuza Zero. I'm going slowly because I want to play other things. Yeah, and the second Majima chapter, and I'm loving it more and more and more. So yeah, I'm a Yakuza fan now. I'm going to play through all of them. I said this. I said this the last time, but the more I play, the more I'm enjoying them.
There you go.
Then yeah, like I said before, I'm playing Metroid Dread. Been waiting for a long time for another Metroid. It's good, but it's on Switch, so it looks like shit. See, there's the yeah. Everyone said it's a good game, and I agree. It's a very good game. Plays great, but time for another. It's really time to upgrade the Switch hardware.
Well, that's
And then
coming
I've been
soon, isn't
playing
it?
yeah, and then I've been playing Back for Blood, the
Left 4
game
Dead
from
4.
Turtle Rock Studios. Sorry.
Left 4 Dead 4.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
really. Not really. You know, I'm really well. Probably when the podcast goes live, the review will already be live. But I don't know. There are things that I like, but I see there are some issues that they need to be addressed. Like balancing is not that good. There is a way too big jump between the easy difficulty and the normal difficulty because normal difficulty is very difficult while easy is way too easy. Everything dies in a couple shots, but at least there are microtransactions, pay to win stuff. At least that stuff is not in.
Yeah.
Everything is purchased by just playing the campaign but yeah, it's not Left 4 Dead. It's probably not even trying to be Left 4 Dead.
Fair enough.
It just plays differently. But yeah, they made a good choice, but to release that on Game Pass because it's the type of game that you just play every now and then with friends. Because if you play it with random people, you have to hope you're playing with people that kind of know how to play this type of games. Not rushing forward and leaving everyone behind because teamwork is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably people that play Left 4 Dead will like it, but it's not Left 4 Dead. And there's these balancing issues that they just. I haven't tried the hardest difficulty, but I suppose it's going to be a nightmare, literally nightmare, with hordes everywhere. But yeah, this is easily addressable, though. I think they're
How do
probably
you
going
feel?
to at some point when they
But
gather feedback.
how do you feel about the cards thing?
Yeah, the cards. This plays into what I was saying that you don't really need to pay attention to that in the easiest difficulty because everything is easy. At normal, you probably need to pay attention a little bit more to that. But since the picks are randomized, you can put up a deck and try to come up with builds. Like I was trying to make a melee build just for the fun of it, of bashing zombies with a bat and stuff. And well, it doesn't really work at that difficulty because it's too difficult.
Fair enough.
And you can survive a horde just playing with a melee weapon.
Now, I'm going to hazard a guess as to what Alessio's playing, and I might be wrong. I may be wrong. But by any chance, does it begin with the word new?
Yeah,
What a
and
surprise.
it's an Amazon game at last. But yeah, it is. It's been kind of a more relaxed week in terms of queues. So even on my server, which is basically the busiest server in all of the world in terms of queues, but yeah, it is slowing down, just as expected. Of course, launch hype is just dying down a bit, and so queues are decent now. And the character transfers were promised for this week, but they said there were some edge cases where basically, character transfers had some issues, so they have to fix that.
Yeah.
And so they're coming next week, and well, it will be this week when the podcast goes live.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not too long now, because I mean, like I said, the queues aren't really a big problem anymore. But the thing is, people in the guilds are now basically spread across many servers, because depending on when they were able to play, basically they chose different servers that didn't have queues at the time, and now they are just leveling their characters in different servers.
Yeah.
So it is an issue with guilds, and we have been yearning to reunite once again, all in one server, and hopefully we can do that in the
Hopefully
next
not
few
too
days.
far from now. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, this is a game that needs to be played with the guilds, because I mean, you can play solo, but most of the fun is really with guilds, and both with PvE content and PvP especially, you have to declare wars, you have to fight off invasions of mobs, and it is really a lot geared toward the guilds. So this is something we are all looking forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I can say that
You're
the
enjoying
game,
it.
of course, yeah, we are having fun. I'm having fun, but like I said the last time, the game is far from perfect. There are definitely some things that need to be addressed. PvE content needs to be expanded. They need to add more variety to the mobs, kinds of monsters, and but at the same time, it has a good base to build upon. And being an MMO, of course, there is no MMO which is perfect at launch, because it's just the way they are.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, we mentioned one earlier, Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one of the edge cases, really, where the launch version was so bad they had to retool it completely. But I think it won't be needed for this one. But they do have to hopefully listen to the community and focus on what they want, instead of what they think is best for the game, because that usually is the key to success in these kinds of games. I mean, for example, one of the biggest complaints is that it takes a long time to to get anywhere, because fast travel is quite limited. So one thing that the community is asking for is either mounts, or at least having some kind of haste buff when you are on roads.
Yeah.
And that sounds like the easiest way to implement it, because of course for mounts they'd have to make the models, they'd have to make the animations.
I think they
But
will eventually, but yeah.
in the meantime, the speed buff thing, when you are on roads, it's probably the easiest fix, and it will go along the way to address this kind of complaint.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough. Yeah.
yeah.
What else was I going to say? I can't remember now. Can't remember. Oh, no. As I was going to say, Oh, that was it. When you mentioned Game Pass, I'm going to actually use Game Pass I've been paying for it for years, forever. Ever since it was released on the PC, I'm actually going to finally use it. I'm going to try and play Psychonauts 2. Well, I'm waiting for other games. That's me.
Yeah,
I
Game
think
Pass.
that's it from me.
It's good. Game Pass is
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's everything from me. I don't know anything from you two to add on.
Not really.
no, I don't think so.
No. Fair enough. That's no issue. Well, on that note, we'll do this again next week, obviously. And yeah, thank you all for joining us. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the Chris Ray rant hour. That's all. It's not my fault the games industry's full of shit, but bye.
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 See you in a bit.